Watch Dr. Drew's new show at 9 on HLN. Weeknights on HLN.
Let me just say something kind of provocative, and that is that I know lots of people that have done horrible things, and they seem nice enough, seem, friendly enough, and seem like good people, and do horrible things. I mean, I see that all the time. And I hear people defending the community saying, well, it's just some of their leaders. We can't hold them all accountable for that. Now we're hearing that some of the clergy or some members of the leadership were in the room when this happened. I mean, at some point, don't we have to hold the community accountable for this? At some point?
I am not asking anybody in the community or you to excuse what these people did if they did these things. What I'm saying is, as Mark talked about mitigation, it's not cockamamie. It is what these people knew. That doesn't mean that a jury can't listen to it and decide to give them some type of punishment like they did in those cases, but it gives them context. Like you said at the beginning of the show, it's what culture were we raised in, what do we know? If they stood by while Warren Jeffs did what this audio, and how do we know who was present or what was present? If this was in fact recorded, should someone be responsible? Sure. But that doesn't mean that everybody in the church is at the same level as Warren Jeffs by any means.
I understand.
Okay. I understand
Mark, last
the concept.
point. Go ahead.
All right, I understand the concept that not every single person could be held accountable the way Mr. Jeffs is, but are you telling the viewers that what we're hearing, the systematic raping, torturing, waterboarding, psychological, sexual abuse, is not taking place? That's a thing of the past? Is that what you're saying?
If you're telling me that that is a wholesale among all the members of the church, then there's only 7 or 8 prosecutions in the state of Texas. Arizona, Utah hasn't had any. We would see much more than what you're seeing
Well, no,
here.
there's a code of silence. Nobody wants to talk. I'm asking you. You're saying this is a thing of the past. It's not something that you saw. Are you saying going forward we can sleep well at night knowing that no children are being harmed? It's not systematic?
No, I do not believe it's systematic. You would see much more people prosecuted, many more people prosecuted in the church if it were systematic. And what you described, the sensational terms you used of waterboarding and things like that, there is no evidence been introduced in any of these trials that
other
these
than
were
eyewitnesses who've been on the
marriages.
record describing it. I mean, I've heard from people
and those are people who have left the church and have written books or gone on television shows, some of which testified in court, none of which said those things, who talked any about those salacious things. The records and the evidence under oath that was said was, yes, there were marriages to women that were 15 and 16 years old.
These people are so
But none of these other things that you're talked about.